Woo! What's going on? Orange Storm coming at you guys today, again with another video. And today we're going to be talking still college football players, guys. I'm really digging deep into these college football players right now, doing a lot of homework on these guys. And the one guy that I'm going to do it today is on a quarterback named Feleipe Franks out of Arkansas Razorbacks. 6'6", 234 pounds. Now, I've been looking at quarterbacks lately, and I was actually asked to do my review on this kid by specifically for Feleipe Franks. I was looking for other guys to do, but this kid has caught my eye the last couple of years, and I decided to roll with him. And then it was just kind of like somebody asked me to do this guy, so it was like, you know what? It must be in the stars. Let's go do this kid, man, right here. So here's a kid that had 4 years of college ball under his belt, 3 as a Florida Gator, okay? And then transferred to Arkansas for his final year. Now, 6,700 yards, 55 touchdowns, 21 interceptions at a 61.6% completion percentage. That concerns me a little bit, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Now, his best year statistically, in my opinion, was 2018 as a Gator. He threw for 24 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Also rushed for 642 yards and 9 touchdowns in 4 years. 2018 again, though, being his best year on the ground, 350 yards and 7 touchdowns. 2018 was a really solid year for him as a Gator. Now, Franks looked like he was going to be, like he was a star in the making. It looked like he was going to go on to be a big college football star. Heisman was in the future, possibly. You know, he could have been a Heisman hopeful. But then he suffered a season-ending ankle leg injury, early in 2019. So that ultimately decided he was going to leave Florida and transfer to Arkansas. So he went to Arkansas in 2020, had a decent year in 2020. Probably had his best year, as I wouldn't say statistically wise, his best year, but he improved dramatically his last 2 years of college football. I mean, probably had his best year as an efficient quarterback in 2020 as a Razorback. Now, like I said, he only played 9 games, okay? And then he was well on his way to having a really, really good year that year. But then he got hurt. He had some rib injuries. Some stuff was going on with other injuries, and but I do like the fact that he did improve that completion percentage. Completion percentage to me is humongous. I know a lot of guys talk about QB rating. I don't really like QB rating. Almost every college quarterback has a really good QBR. Okay, it's very rare that you see a lot of college quarterbacks that don't have a really good QBR. I look at completion percentage because I think it's the most important, almost the top of my list anyways, for success in the future NFL. That's just my opinion. Now, he improved, like I said, his last 2 years with that completion percentage. He was literally at his first 2 years at Florida, I think he was 54% his first year, 54 and change, and then he was like 58 and change his second year. Under 60%. That's god awful, guys. That's god awful. And then he improved his second year, his third year, 2019, the year that I thought he was going to break out and be huge. He was already in 4 games in. He was at 76% at the time that he went down. He was going to probably have a big year. 76%, 4 games in. You know, it's early, but he was improved. And then his following year, he ended up with like 68% and change. But his first 2 years really hurt his completion percentage. They really did. He was getting better as a quarterback, though. And his strengths are he is a physical specimen. Like I said, he's 6'6", 234 pounds. He's a bit of a lean 234, 6'6", very rare size. You really don't see that many quarterbacks that big, that good. I know Trevor Lawrence, I think, is 6'6". He's not Trevor Lawrence, but I'm just saying he's got that. He's just a giant. He's just a giant, and he plays really well at 6'6", 234. He can maybe gain a couple pounds. We'll talk about that in a bit. Now, he's a good athlete with solid footwork. He won't hesitate to run the football either, like I alluded to about his running ability. He ran for 350 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2018. He has the ability to tuck the ball and run. He will not hesitate. He will run. Now, he has a phenomenal arm. This is the kid that can make every single throw in the NFL. Cross body. He can make those dangerous throws that you don't really want to see your quarterbacks make, but he can make those throws and he can succeed at them because his arm is so strong. But he also has touch and zip, so he can throw the ball in a tight window, and he can also loft the ball right over a linebacker's head, right into his receiver's arms. So he's got nice touch. Now he uses his eyes very well. He will trick. He uses safeties and corners pretty well, man. He can bait guys into things. So you like that about him as well. Now, doesn't come without weaknesses, guys. Like I said, he's gone through some serious injuries in his college year with the broken leg, ankle, and the rib injuries that he had last year. But even though I said he's 234, he can gain a little bit of weight as well. You don't want he's not small by any stretch. Like I'll stress that or not. I'll keep stressing that. He's not a small kid, but he's a lanky 6'6", 234. Now, 234, you'd think, man, that's a big kid, but he can probably put on about a 10 pounds of muscle, and it probably will not hurt him. But who knows? That's completely up to him and the team that drafts him. He might not be able to do something like that. And there's guys that can't gain an extra 5-10 pounds. There's guys that, and when they do gain 5-10 pounds, that they don't have as much flexibility. But this is a kid, I think, with his body frame. If you've ever seen the kid body frame, it looks like he can put on a couple pounds, man. And it won't really deter his ability. Now, the mental part of his game is still lacking. I would say he reads defenses pretty slow, and he takes a little bit too much time in the pocket. Now, his accuracy is concerning. I think it's really concerning to me. I think it's probably his biggest downfall of his game is his accuracy. I would say, but he did improve that his last 2 years at Florida, and then his last year at Arkansas. Now he'll have those moments where you say, "What the heck is he doing?" Just one of those kind of moments where he'll toss a ball into double coverage, and it'll lead into like a bad interception, incompletion, turnover on downs. You'll be punting, sacks. He does stuff like that, but he is a bit of a gunslinger. He does rely on his arm because he does have a cannon, and he will throw into double coverage, man. So a lot of it's mental, I think, for him. And if he ever gets that mental part down, guys, this kid's going to be pretty good football quarterback. He's going to be a pretty good NFL quarterback. I think he's going to be pretty good. Now, the bottom line is on this guy is there's a lot of upside on this kid. There's a ton. Now, I see him going to a team, and that team is probably going to have to develop him for maybe 2-3 years. 2 years is probably better. You don't want to see him going 3 years. It's happened, right? It's happened, but I can see him developing on a team, and I can see him fighting for a quarterback starter in 2023, 2024. That's how much I like the kid. I think he has the ability to eventually become a starter, but he is a developmental quarterback right now, and that's just kind of where he's at right now. Now, I see this kid probably getting drafted in the 5th round. Don't see him going really anywhere below that, or if he's available after that. That was a team that actually had a quarterback. I would still probably draft this kid. If just all depends on who's on the board, but I do like him as a developmental quarterback, and if he's there, 5th and beyond, grab him. Now, Detroit Lions could use a kid like this on the roster, develop him, see what happens. Now, I'm not saying he needs to be drafted by Detroit Lions. I'm just saying that he is a viable option, and I think he would help out a team tremendously, and he could be a guy that could eventually take over the starting gig. So that's my take on Feleipe Franks from Arkansas, guys. I like him, and I probably like him in the later rounds. So thanks a lot for the video, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the bottom right. Hit all the videos. Bang it so you get all my videos, and then like and comment. It's all about liking. Like the video, guys. It helps my channel out tremendously. And comment, negative, positive, doesn't matter. I'm coming at you guys. All right, let's go. Getting closer to the draft. Boom.